Good snowy Sunday evening, everyone. Just wanted to give you one last update on the winter storm before it gets really up and going. I have a dusting of snow already here at my house, about 10 miles north of Crossville. It's been peppering down the snow since 6 o'clock, started right at 6 p.m., which is also right when our winter storm warning officially went into effect. So kudos to the National Weather Service in Nashville for getting that winter storm warning perfectly timed for us. Still looking at my prediction of 2 to 4 inches of snow for everyone across the Cumberland Plateau. I think everyone can expect 2 to 4 inches of snow, and then there will be those isolated locations that pick up as much as 2 or 3 inches more than this, but those amounts should be confined to isolated locations. What happens with these snow events, what happens with every snow event we have, is that you have what's called banding. And so you'll have like these narrow bands of heavier snow. It's kind of similar to the summertime when you get a thunderstorm in your neighborhood and neighboring neighborhoods don't. So you get like this downpour of rain and your neighbors don't get much of anything. So the same happens with winter storm events. You have these narrow bands of areas that'll pick up 5, 6 inches of snow where everyone else generally has 2 to 4 inches. So you see other forecasts out there for higher amounts, and that's because they're predicting the higher amounts with those narrow bands. My philosophy is predict what you think everyone is going to get, and then let them know that, as with all winter weather events, there will be isolated locations that have the higher amount. So you see my numbers down there. I've edited it just a little bit to kind of update us on what's going on now. So really good chance of 2 to 3 inches of snow, and then you see it falling anywhere between 2 and 3 inches, and then you start dropping down to 3, 3.5, 3.5 to 4. And then by the time you get to 4 to 5, that's about 50-50 shot. I just, there's going to be those narrow bands somewhere, but those narrow bands will really get into like that 30% and 20% where you get the 5 and 6 inches or so. My goodness, I mean, some of these narrow bands can really put down snow. I remember a situation similar to this several years ago where Crossville ended up with like 12 inches, and I had 4 inches at my house, and there was 4 inches south of town. It was just this narrow strip that went right through Crossville. So that's what I'm talking about. These narrow, so I'm thinking about to get a foot, but there's these narrow strips that have several inches more than everyone else. That's how it always happens. So, but I think everyone can expect 2 to 4 inches of snow. And again, like I said, when you measure the snow, level surfaces, 3 different level surfaces, not affected by wind-driven snow, which I don't think we're having too much wind-driven snow with this. Take the sum, divide by 3, and that gives you an average. And so that's your official snowfall total for your location. So looking at our 5-day forecast, my goodness, we are weather aware nearly the entire time, with the only exception being Thursday afternoon when we finally climb back above freezing into the mid-30s, only to be getting ready for our next snow system coming in Thursday night into Friday, which is followed by yet again another Arctic blast. Look at Friday night's low, 5. We may not get out of the teens on Saturday. Complicating this next Arctic blast will be snow cover. So there's going to be snowpack all over the place by Friday. So when this next Arctic blast comes through, it's going to have the potential to have a lot more kick to it. So wow, is this not a wintry week or what? Again, snow likely on Monday. You know the drill. Accumulations are going to happen. Going down to 10 degrees tomorrow night. Tuesday, now looking just mostly cloudy. Could be a chance for a morning flurry or two. That's where you set 20% at there. High of 20, low of 0. Some of you will go below 0 just a little bit. Wednesday, sunny, 25 and 10, but at least the sun's out. That's going to help the roads. I know the main roads have been treated, but my goodness, when you start getting down to 10 and 0, I don't know how effective that can be. But we start seeing that sunshine on Wednesday, even though we're not above freezing, that sunlight will warm that dark pavement and get things to improving. But again, Thursday, here we go again. Another snow system coming in Thursday night into Friday. It's too early to be thinking about accumulations just yet, but I'm already leaning into the 1 to 3 inch range. So I'll keep an eye on things, but it's looking like another accumulating snowfall. Probably not as much as we'll get this time, but I'll keep an eye on things. And again, we're under a winter storm warning that lasts through Tuesday, and my goodness, we might as well say on into Wednesday morning too, because roads are still going to be rough. People, pets, and pipes. Make sure your neighbors and family and friends are taken care of in this event, especially when it gets so cold. Those outdoor fur babies, make sure they're dry and warm, and leave those protect those pipes, leaving that faucet dripping, and open those cabinet doors. You can get weather reports from weather watchers at Meteorologist Mark Pro. Just go to that website and you'll see all that good stuff. And please, please, please practice safe heating practices. It's unfortunately almost a guarantee that when we get this cold, there's going to be house fires. Let's change that. Let's make this the Arctic event where we don't have any house fires, because everyone is safe with their heating practices. Okay, so I got a lot of questions this evening. I will address one of those. Someone said the radar's got snow all over it and we not got anything hitting the ground. That's because cold air is very dry. And keep in mind that a snowflake is 90% air. So as it falls from that cloud into the drier air, it easily evaporates. But as more and more flakes fall, they moisten up that dry layer, and then finally the flakes can make it to the surface. So you'll almost always see snow on radar before it reaches the ground, because it has to overcome that dry air barrier, which can affect accumulation. Thankfully, that did not come into play much this evening. You folks be safe, stay warm, and try to enjoy the snow. Even if you're not a snow lover, spring will be here before we turn around. You folks take care. Keep up with all the crazy weather. You just keep coming right back here at meteorologistmark.com.